For this week's breakdown video, we're gonna jump into how to read a tempo again. We've made a video about this a few months ago, but now we're gonna do it again, refreshing, and we add some components that we did not speak about in the last video. So let's jump into this breakdown video. So what we want with this movement is a violent hip extension accompanied by a upward pull. So when we read a tempo, so let's say for instance 4, 1, 4, 1, we always read it from this way to that way, and we always start the first second with the eccentric phase, so with the lengthening of a muscle. So let's say this is the eccentric phase, then we go down, let's say for a squat, we go down in 4 seconds, and we're in that position, and that's the isometric phase, so that's a hold. We will go over here, we would call this a E. Then when we are in that position, we go back up again, so we shorten the quad muscles, we go up, and that's the concentric phase, so the shortening phase of a exercise, and that we place over here with a C. And then we're at the top, that's also basically a isometric in the shortened position, and we call this C. This is the basics about reading a tempo. We start with the eccentric, the third number is the concentric, and the second and fourth numbers are holds. Why have we laid this out? It's because not every exercise starts with the eccentric phase. So a squat starts with lengthening the quads, of course. We go down, we lengthen the quads, we go back up, we shorten the muscles. But a pull-up starts with a concentric phase, so a shortening phase. We jump on the bar and we shorten our biceps. So we don't start with the eccentric part, but we start with the concentric part, so the shortening phase. So when we would read this tempo for a pull-up, of course it's basically the same because we have 4, 1, 4, 1, but let's say for instance it's 3, 1, 4, 1, it would mean that we go up in 3 seconds. We hold it there in the shortened position for 1 second. We go down again in 4 seconds, and we hold it there for 1 second in the extended position. So exercises like pull-ups, deadlifts, dumbbell snatches, cleans, snatches, all start with the concentric phase. Exercises like squats and push-ups, which start with lengthening the muscle, so we go down, they all start at the beginning, so they all start with the first number. So that is the basic principle of reading a tempo. First number, the eccentric or the lengthening phase. Third number is the concentric, so the shortening phase. And the second and the fourth number are isometric holds, in which we don't move. Something you could also see is 4, 1, X, 1. And this is almost always with the third number. For almost every exercise, it would be pretty weird if the X would be at the first number. Why is that? Because the third number is the concentric phase, so the part that we go up. It's pretty weird when we would say that we want an individual to go down in the squat as fast as possible with weights on the back. I don't think it's a smart option, but hey, it could be an exercise, but it would really be unorthodox. So this is one variation we could see. We could see a X, and the X means as fast or as explosive as possible. This is not the same as with, for instance, a 0. A 0 would mean, of course, in 0 seconds, but the X would mean with the intention of moving the bar as fast as you can. So the intention is pretty different, and the weight would be pretty different. With AX, it's usual to use a lighter weight, which you can move really fast. With a 0, it's just that we want to go up, and it doesn't matter if we do this with a really high speed. So that's it for the X. Now, a different thing we commonly see is the A. And again, in the concentric phase, so in the shortening motion, we have a, and the A stands for assisted. So assisted can vary from being assisted by a body, by the floor, or whatever creation your imagination decides to put upon you. We could do this with, for instance, a pull-up, whereas we would lower ourselves in 4 seconds. We hold it in the extended position for 1 second. We push ourselves up via a box or via a body, and then we hold it there in the shortened position for 1 second. We could also use this for a push-up, maybe squats, whereas we will be assisted when we go up by your gym buddies. Again, your imagination dictates the variety of options used at the assisted tempo. So one thing we also oftentimes see, which is not being done well when we read the tempo, is, let's say we have 4, 1, 1, 0. Which means that we go down in 4 seconds. Let's say for a squat, we go down in 4 seconds, we hold it there for 1 second, we go up in 1 second, and at the top we hold it there for 0 seconds. So no seconds at the top, which means that when we extend, we immediately go down. That means that we don't rest when we're at the top. When you see this tempo, and you see the 0 seconds at the end, we extend up, and when we're extended, we immediately go back down again. All right, and that's it for the refreshed version. Using a tempo in your exercises is really great for motor learning, so to increase your coordination / motor control, or to promote hypertrophy, especially when you're a beginner. Using slow reps is really great to learn a specific position inside a specific exercise. So guys, that's it for this week's breakdown video. I hope you've learned something from this, and I hope to see you next time with another breakdown video.